Scotland's unique landscape makes it a place like no other. As one of the 4 constituent nations of the United Kingdom, it is unlike any other. The financial and administrative centre comes together in Edinburgh, the capital. This city, whose very name evokes adventure, is one of the most cosmopolitan capitals, a rich mix of history and culture. The region offers historical treasures, such as its impressive fortifications, and its medieval and Georgian districts have been classified as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Edinburgh was a major artistic centre of the English-speaking world in the 18th and 19th centuries and has seen famous residents such as Robert Louis Stevenson and Charles Dickens. In addition, Sean Connery, famous for playing James Bond, and Graham Bell were born there.
Just nowhere near where the sat-nav says.
The sat-nav says down there, doesn't it?
Yeah, sat-nav says down in Wall Street. So
It takes you to the old folks up there. That's where it takes you, but...
Not again for you, not that. Now add another trumpet.
Scottish backhold is a style of folk wrestling originating in Scotland and became popular in the 18th and 19th centuries. The backhold is where wrestlers grip each other around the waist at the back, with the right hand under the opponent's left arm and the chin resting on the opposite right shoulder with clasped hands in the back between the shoulder blades. It is important for wrestlers not to interlace the fingers so as not to risk breaking them at the time of a fall.
It's called Scottish backhold wrestling. It's been around for many years. It can date back to the 8th century. As you've seen, the rules are quite simple. You shake hands with your opponent, take a grip, clasp your hands around the back, and the referee shouts hold, and the first one to hit the ground loses. He needs good balance, good technique, and a lot of heart. He's still a lot of heart. It's really good. So, also we run together. All right. There you go.
The goal for backhold wrestlers is to try to knock the opponent down on any part of the body other than the feet. The other possibility to win is when the opponent lets go of his clasped hands during the bout. If this is the case, he loses the round.
Okay, for the last couple of throws. Everybody get that? Yeah, everybody get that, right? So, wait about me that much,
Unlike Greco-Roman wrestling, there is no ground wrestling with the backhold. In addition, it is possible to use the legs to lift or hook the opponent. Movements, such as the inside hype, are performed using the knee in the crotch to lift and throw the opponent. Considered one of the oldest martial arts, the Scottish wrestling is still popular and practiced in Scotland. The workouts are intense and sometimes very repetitive because the bouts are numerous. Another important aspect of training is the working of the back, which is very often done. Learning the sport also involves learning how one falls. Even like a stuntman, you have to fall correctly to avoid getting hurt. What's more, it allows learning different management techniques to put one's opponent to the ground or to avoid falling himself. In Scotland, bodies of water called lochs are a unique feature of the Scottish landscape. There are thousands scattered throughout the land. Whatever their size, they are also beautiful and mysterious. These are great places to hike and where fauna and flora meet, often different from what we know. A must for enjoying the view of Edinburgh area is Calton Hill. This is where the Nelson Monument and the Scottish National Monument are found. The latter was built in memory of dead Scots during the Napoleonic Wars. It should have been a perfect replica of the Parthenon in Athens, but was never finished due to a lack of funds. The Nelson Monument dominates the hill from the top of its 30-meter tower, built to commemorate the victory of Admiral Nelson at the famous Battle of Trafalgar. Beyond its huge expanses of greenery, we see the medieval buildings that make up the Old Town and the elegant Georgian New Town. Further away from Old Town, meaning the ancient town, and going towards the district of New Town, the architecture tends to move toward the Georgian style of the 18th century. Edinburgh had to expand to compensate for its overcrowding and growing population around the castle. The Scott Monument is a prominent landmark in Edinburgh. With its pyramid shape overlooking Princes Street, it offers beautiful views of the city. It is accompanied by the Carrara marble statue done by Steele, representing Walter Scott, a great writer born in the city. The impressive Scott Monument is 61 meters high and has a spiral staircase of 287 steps, including a small observation platform located near the top. Norloch Valley was filled when construction work began on the new town, and beautifully sculpted gardens were reserved for the residents. In 1876, it was open to the public, and today one can escape the hustle and bustle of Princes Street. Located in the heart of Edinburgh, the Scottish National Gallery contains works by some of the greatest Scottish and European painters. It explores the most refined artistic heritage of Europe, from the early Renaissance to the late 19th century, where all is exposed on 3 levels in a neoclassical building of the 1850s. Theology was taught at Edinburgh University since its founding in 1583. Today, it is taught with religion at New College Divinity, established in 1843. In 1935, the Divinity School merged with the Faculty of Theology. Such a school in Scotland is probably explained by the fact that, like all member regions of the United Kingdom, it is a Christian state by tradition. Biologist and urban planner Patrick Geddes has undertaken several renovation projects for Georgian houses fallen into disuse in the Royal Mile in order to make residential buildings. Today, there is a block of 16 apartments near Edinburgh Castle. The St. Gilles Cathedral is considered the mother church of Presbyterianism, a branch of Protestantism formed in Scotland. It was built in honor of St. Gilles, the protector of beggars and the disabled, in 1126. Located in the heart of the historic center on the Royal Mile, St. Gilles Cathedral is no longer one. Although it still bears the name, it is considered a church because it hasn't seated a bishop since 1638. The present building dates from 1385, the former having burned down. The bell-shaped crown was added in 1490. The 4 pillars in the center of the nave date back from the 14th century. One of the church's chapels is called the Chapel of the Thistle, and by simply looking at the cerulean blue ceiling, one can understand where that name came from. The organ appears modern in this church, however ancient. Training for children differs in some respect from that of adults. For example, warm-ups are done in the form of games. In this way, the children are preparing their bodies without necessarily realizing it and reviewing some of the rules of wrestling in a playful way, which makes them more easily assimilated. For children and adults, it is said that supports are the basis of learning for the wrestler, no matter the style of wrestling that exists elsewhere. The wrestler who is able to post good support and can carry 20 kilos more than his weight will control his opponent and may even bring him to a stifling grip while withstanding the load. Without control of his legs, the strength is worth nothing and the hooking technique is inadequate. Children are just as aware as adults. They take great pleasure in learning the sport.
Here at the club, there's some kids as young as 4, but they tend to come 5 years old, and from 5 years old right the way through to any age that they still want to take part. Yeah, both boys and girls can wrestle each other.
During the acquired practice of the training, the student has the opportunity to choose his opponent. The duel always starts the same way, a handshake and assuming position. At each duel, it is easy to see the pleasure that the children take just by looking at their smile.
Yeah, if somebody wants to come along and take part, you know, the doors at the club here at Carnoustie Backfield Wrestling Club are always open to anybody who want to come in. All we ask for them is to come along and commit themselves 100% and be willing to train alongside the other guys. Recently we had a guy from Bulgaria who came along, and he just came into the club, and he was here working, and he trained for over a year here, and he was a fantastic guy, and he came along and gave 100%. Next one, pal.
He doesn't do competitions because he refuses to be picked.
You can wear shorts if you want.
Actually, didn't tell me that.
It's alright, say that.
We'll draw clearly the one which is going to count.
Can the novice line up now, please?
When a village organizes the popular Highland Games, the population increases significantly. And there is nothing more normal because we know that the Highland Games are a veritable institution. People come, among other things, to attend traditional dances, bagpipe concerts, and even taste the local specialties. If this summer event is so popular in Scotland, that is what is compared to the 12 Labours of Hercules, but in a modern version. Indeed, one can admire the physical prowess of men and women in such unusual physical ordeals. In the Highland Games, the professional competitors and amateurs take the game very seriously. Everything takes place in a joyful atmosphere, punctuated by the sound of bagpipes. Participants wear the legendary kilt and engage in physical tests following an intensive and regular training in order to hold out for the duration of the competition. It is not enough only to be muscular. Having expertise and technique is a necessary asset for such participation in the test of a back throw. Another highly valued test in this competition is the hammer throw. The Scottish hammer is a spherical metal ball attached to the end of a wooden handle weighing 7 or 10 kilograms. The best professional athletes can throw the 10-kilogram hammer over 35 meters. The stone throw is launched with a weight of 7 to 8 kilograms picked from the local river. There is no specific dress for women. Here, everyone wears the kilt. The shot put works on the same principle as the high jump. The weight of 25 kilograms is thrown over a crossbar. The bar is placed higher and higher until only one athlete remains. The best professional athletes have managed to launch the 25 kilograms weight over a bar of 5 meters from the ground. It's not just a question of muscle in the Highland Games. The bagpipes that pace the whole day also get a dedicated event. The musicality, repertoire, and technique are also rewarded in this event.
They're off and running, get this Regal out at the front, I think here in the blue ribbon there, she comes running down, being encouraged all the way, but number 313 on the inside, got this race absolutely in the bag, 2 red ones coming through there.
It is hard to imagine such a popular event without the wrestling that is equally important. So naturally, the backhold is part of this competition. Even children participate in their own category and enjoy this day like no other. When both wrestlers are in position, they have to wait for the referee to start the bout. The victory is attributed to the wrestler who wins 3 bouts. Savage behavior is forbidden.
Highland games are a number of different sports. Running, hill running, foot racing, the strongmen tossing the caber, throwing the hammer, putting the sword, wrestling, Highland dancing and piping. No one is the most important, but probably piping is which makes the Highland Games different from the normal sports meeting. And also we have half a dozen different sports in the one small arena.
Many tales and legends surround the origins of Highland dancing. This may be a wink to tradition that Highland dancing events exist. This traditional Scottish dancing, with its rather airy style, breaks with the power of other disciplines. The Highlands, or upland, extends all the way northwest of the country. It is a region geographically and historically isolated from Scotland. Moors, heaths dotted with rocks, hills and mountains form a beautiful scenery. the Highland Games, clan members clash in a fierce competition, for example, the tug of war. Today, the presence of clans at the Games is more a social than ceremonial affair. Despite the clashes, the competition is always held in a very good mood and with a smile.
As the competition unwinds, that was Neil Elliott and now David Calder.
The type of wrestling you see here is very simple. It takes place in the north of England. The whole of the north of England, from Manchester further north and all of Scotland. It used to be very popular, it's not popular now, but sports historians think that the reason for the right hand under was that in medieval combat you didn't wrestle on the ground because somebody would hit you with something. So you wrestled only on your feet and you tried to trap your opponent's sword arm, which was normally his right arm. In the north of Scotland, the islands of Scotland, there's another variation called Carrick-Douche, youth wrestling. And there, if the two wrestlers can't decide which hand is to go under, they toss a coin. So it could be left hand under or right hand under, depends who won the coin.
Back into the arena. Boys.
Like a football match, the backhold consists of 3 referees, 1 main referee, and 2 assistants. For reasons of respect for the opponent and security, it is recommended that the attacking wrestler releases the hands before the fall. This is to avoid unnecessary blows to the ribs, vertebrae, or fingers. If the dress is not strictly regulated, however, in practice, we see outfits differ slightly between Scotland and Northern England. In Scotland, the wrestlers wear kilts with the upper body covered by a light tank top. Generally, high white socks are worn to the knees. While in England, the uniform consists of long white tights with a singlet, often in velvet and sometimes embroidered. The upper body is covered with a tank top or a t-shirt. The entire outfit can, in whole or in part, make the competition.
Well done, Ryan. Well done, big man. Get this race underway properly. We're now on the three laps. We're head of the next lap, so the cyclists take it out. Hands in the air.
In some cases where the fall is simultaneous, the referees cannot give any results and therefore can call a dog fall. No wrestler scores and the bout resumes. The backhold was born in the past and is very much alive today. Its run through the years has evolved since the origins of the games, where everything started. Although very popular in the 18th and 19th centuries, it has not lost its reputation and continues to attract more and more followers. Scotland has beaches, lochs, fjords, and many other landscapes in the Highlands. Besides this, cities like charming Edinburgh offer the opportunity to experience a piece of the past and soak up monuments full of history.